Welcome to the first You Haven't Reached Your Fullest Potential podcast show. We're live, we're lit. This is non scripted, this is coming straight from the heart. I hope you like it. It's going to be 30 minutes. Chill, watch, eat. We're going to just talk. I hope you like the setup. It's my first podcast show ever that I'm curating myself as the creator. My name is Lauren. I do tarot readings online. I went to college, got a degree, ran a business, and I hope you hear me out there. So I've been on TV, so I felt like this was going to be good for me to continue on with my reaching my highest and fullest potential. And if you relate to that, then you like this show. I think I've curated already 10 episodes, and we're going to start with this first one. Okay. So I just want to let you guys know, if you go to the video description, you're going to see what this is all about, how you can engage, and how you can participate or just support. All right. So, on this first episode of You Got Potential, you haven't reached your fullest potential yet. All right. Because, baby, I have not reached my fullest potential. And you know what? I sat around for so long, like, what do I want to do? I love film. I love cinematography. I love videography. You get what I'm saying? So that's my lane. All right. If I could get on TV and act again, I would. I've been on TMZ, I've been on the Steve Harvey show, and I've been around A-list celebs. We'll talk about that on another episode. Stay tuned, all right, guys? But today's episode, the topic is developing character. One day, like literally, I was thinking about it, like people are so shallow. People are so superficial. Do you ever feel like that? I feel like that all the time. Like, I don't think they're really getting to know who I am at the deep core of who I am because I know who I am. I'm with myself 24/7 every day, right? So I'm just like thinking to myself when I'm having these experiences and these interactions with people online, in person, when I'm dating, I'm just thinking to myself, like, these people are shallow. They're treating me kind of shallow. They're not going deep. They're not getting deep enough for me. And I'm a deep ocean kind of girl. My feelings, my emotions run deep. My thoughts run deep, right? That's why I have black on because black represents powerfulness. I should wear white more. I will. Okay. But yeah, I really wanted to speak on the shallow people and give them advice and like how to develop their character so they can grow and grow up. Because I feel like a part of growing up and being mature, mind you, I'm a grown up. A part of growing up, which is something you have to do in this world, you can't be a kid forever. Yes, love your inner child, nurture your inner child, but grow up. You get what I'm saying? And a part of being mature and grown is like you have to embrace the fact that we now have to unpeel the onion and go deeper beneath those layers of a person's mind and heart. You get what I'm saying? So when I be dating and when I be talking and when I be getting pursued, I be feeling like, are they gonna ask me like what I like, what I want to do, where I want to be in 5 years? Um, are they going to ask me questions that are not superficial or shallow, where I can expand my mind with them, where I can actually express myself and have like a developed adult conversation? You get what I'm saying? And sometimes I feel like some of the people that I talk to, they really like to stay on the shallow surface. And when I'm doing tarot readings, some of the subscribers ask me questions about their dating life. I be feeling like, dang, they're kind of shallow, superficial, surface with their person, even like, just even with their self. Like, I know you're deeper than that. I know this is deep, right? So I just feel like, how do you develop that character? You just gotta be very raw and real with yourself and others. You have to tell people your story, tell people a little bit about what you want, what you don't want, express those things. And if you feel like you can't do that, you feel like it's a blockage, like, dang, why can't I go deeper? I think that's a sign that somebody is not deep enough. And I feel like maybe those types of people aren't growing at the rate you're growing spiritually, mentally. Maybe you're just outgrown, and have grown like away from that type of vibe, because I just remember the last few years, just people like not wanting to have real logical conversations. You get what I'm saying? And I'm an intellectual girly. I can talk. I can talk. Okay, I can go deep. I can open some books. I can read. You get what I'm saying? I can read some minds. I can read the room, right? But yeah, I just feel like people aren't growing at the rate you may be growing at. Maybe they're lacking critical thinking. And critical thinking is developed in the frontal cortex of your mind. You get what I'm saying? So I'm wondering, are people developing, you know? Even at like 38, 35, in their 30s, they're still not really getting down to the bottom of like, what are we doing? Where are we? Where we're going? Where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? What are our plans? How do we feel about each other? Let's look into each other's eyes and tell each other the truth, And that's really what I'm talking about. The shallow, superficial, uncritical thing is like not the truth. It's like the infatuation phase, the crush phase, the naive gullibility, where it's just like, believe anything, trust me. No, like we need to get past that phase, past the smoke and mirror phase, and we need to get down to the truth of matter. What are we doing here? Why are we here? Why don't we like each other? Why don't we like each other? What are we like minded about? What can we connect on? What do we relate on? What business plans are we about to do? How are we about to make some money together? Um, truth, the raw truth. I need that in my life. Like I totally vibe off that. If you vibe off that, hit that like button. I know you want the truth. I know you want to see the true colors of a person, right? Like not just the representative of them. And that's really what I'm trying to say is like the shallow shit. You know, um, let's take for instance what's shallow and superficial. Somebody asked me the other day, right? They're like, you wouldn't date anybody ugly or fat, right? And I'm just like, huh? I'm like, hold up. Did you just really ask me that? That is so shallow and so superficial. Like I said, do you know that fat on your body means you have unlimited energy? You can exercise, run that off, burn that, you know? I don't look at people like, oh, that person's fat right there, so I don't want to talk to them. I don't look at people superficial, shallow, surface like that. I look at them and I see their potential, and I'm like, they have a lot of energy on their body. If they were just to work out every day, that shit will shred off. I see their potential. I see where they could go, where they are going. You get what I'm saying? I don't just see it like, oh, they're fat and that's it. You get what I'm saying? So when it comes to like, oh, you wouldn't date a fat person. Well, technically, a lot of people have body fat percentage on their body. So technically, everybody has fat in their body. So, anyways, I'm a little technical, right? I get deep. That's the way I think. I don't think just on this superficial, super shallow surface, right? So that's my personality. I'm kind of analytical, right? So that's why it's hard for me to really get in with certain groups of people because it's like my IQ, maybe my knowledge, maybe the way I think, my logic is just so different from others, And the same person was like, "You wouldn't be with somebody ugly, right?" And I'm just like, "Did she just ask me that?" And I'm just like, I said, "That doesn't matter." I was like, honestly, ugly can be inside. It could be outside, but that don't really matter. A person may not be as aesthetically pleasing or have the best features, but they treat you right. Maybe they provide, they protect. They're reliable, they're dependable, they're consistent, they show up, they pay the bills, all these other things matter. It's just not like their looks that matter. It trumps everything. You get what I'm saying? Because my looks didn't get me in certain doors, like my looks didn't get me that, American family life yet. You get what I'm saying? So you have to look at me like, oh yeah, I'm a beautiful girl, but does that mean that guys can't dump me because I'm beautiful? Am I beautiful inside and out? I may be, right? But does that mean a guy is going to treat me like that? You get what I'm saying? In life, it's like treat people how you want to be treated, you know? And I do believe in that. I'm just not superficial shallow. Like, I won't just date a pretty boy because they pretty. I won't just date a guy because he's handsome. I won't just date a guy because he looks good, like a milkshake. But I will say this, you can be the less attractive one. That's fine. Like, I'll be the attractive one. Doesn't matter to me. I'm attracted to personality. I'm attracted to spirituality. I'm attracted to realistic energy. I'm attracted to a genuine person. I'm attracted to long-term plans and goals. Okay, we'll talk about that more in another episode. But you get what I'm saying. It's not just the looks and it's not just the size. You get what I'm saying? I'm not even that type of person. I'm more so looking for soulmate. Like, how do we bond? Like, what do our souls connect on? You get what I'm saying? I'm not superficial. I'm not shallow like that. Like, oh, superficial's like he's wearing the best designer items. So therefore, I gotta go get him because he knows the designers. No, that's not just what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the full package. Like, you get what I'm saying? I'm thinking deeper. You get what I'm saying? So I've learned from my past, like I've had a lot of superficial connections, shallow connections, and the whole time I'm in these things, I'm just wishing people would just get to know me on a real level, like a real girly personality, the person that I really am underneath everything. Like, I'm really a good girl. And people stereotype me, people judge me, they misjudge me, they try to form this narrative about me, they try to narrate my story for me, they try to speak for me without my permission. I have to clear all of that up. There could be rumors, there could be gossip, slander going on. I've dealt with all of it, defamation, jealousy, bullying, intimidation, misunderstandings. I've dealt with it all my entire life, and I'm hoping to clear that up on this podcast. Whoever's watching, get to know me. Get to know me. And how do you get to know a person? You have to spend real time with them. Real time. Like an hour or two. Like asking them questions, picking their brain. Like really kind of like swimming through their mind, and really listening to their answers and checking your heart about how you feel about yourself. Because getting to know me is gonna be getting to know you. You get what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be a fun time. You're gonna get to know me and I'm gonna get to know you. We're gonna do, our thing, vice versa. You get what I'm saying? But it takes a real person to really like look a person in their eyes and really want to get to know them, and ask those hard questions and give those hard answers. But yeah, that's a bit about me. And I just want to let you guys know, if you don't know me, which a lot of people do not know me online, there's strangers out there watching me, right? I'm Lauren. I'm in my 30s. Okay. And I have been an educator for a while. I'm into schooling. You guys see my degree here. And I ran a business for 10 years. It's still open. It's called Just Materials. It's my baby. I nurtured it for a very long time. It was very, very, very successful. Buy, resell, find, consign, personal shop, designer items at a discount rate all around the United States. I had clients out of the state. Yeah. I still do it. Website's still open. You still can contact me. But I do tarot readings as well, and that's been like a fun thing for me. We're gonna talk about that on another episode because it gets deep. All these episodes, we're gonna go into detail. It's gonna be deep. It's not gonna be too long. I'm not gonna bore you. I'm gonna keep talking to you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's a little bit about me. I'm athletic. I'm into working out. I'm into my physique. One day I might want to train other people. I'm a self starter, entrepreneur. I run businesses. I do a lot of different things. And I really don't tell too much, but I try to tell what I can to protect myself. You get what I'm saying? Because we are online with strangers, right? So, long story short, I went to school for communication. So, that's what we're doing here. We're communicating. And my emphasis was PR and advertising. So, you see the lovely advertising here that I did. And right now, we are doing a bit of PR. We're relating to the public. Okay. Is this PR stuff? No, it's not. But yeah, guys. My biggest goal is to get back on television. It's not about the fame and fortune. It's about just being the star and wanting to be where you are. Go where you're welcome, go where you're celebrated. Always. I advise people, I counsel people. People do pay me to help them, mentally and emotionally. I give them spiritual guidance, and I'm not held liable or responsible for anybody's life. But I am like a middleman, where I help others. One of the recent things that I wanted to study is law. I love law. Like I'm all about balance, justice, fairness. You get what I'm saying? I'm all about karma. Put out there what you want to come back to you. So with this podcast, it's like whoever's watching that loves podcasts and who loves being on podcasts, I'm waiting for you to reach out to me one day. All right. So I hope to have some special guests on this show. I hope to say some really cool things on here. And I just want to let you know all love, all peace. I'm not the type to hold grudges, start drama. I just want to have a good time. Go to my description. You'll see the disclaimer. You'll see how you can support and how you can engage with me on this show. You can actually buy time on this show if you want. The prices are fairly low. And if you just go to the description and read about it, you'll know. So, this is our first show.